Yeah, it's. I mean, we all did our coaches voting, and I would tell you, I voted St. Thomas one. I think they're loaded. They're up and down. I think their depth is tremendous. They're returning players. They're impact guys. Newcomers have come in and pointed right away. So I think the middle ground is like be prepared because in conference pay it counts. So beware. I would just say they're going to be on all cylinders, and we have to be on guard.
Obviously, a reason why they were selected number one in the coaches poll. You guys were selected number one in the media poll. What are the strengths of their team that you saw last year, and do you think those will be the same or similar this year?
They play a fast game. They've got depth scoring. Wallen projected and rightfully so as the player of the year offensively as a forward there. Their decor only got better, and Trotter has been in net, and both of them are really complimentary goalies to successful guys. So I think their crew is very deep and stable. So we've just got to understand your opponent, but at the same time, we got to keep making our game count as well.
Yeah, focusing on your game early this week, what were a couple of things that you wanted to make sure to clean up after that RPI series, despite playing pretty well overall and getting 2 wins?
Yeah, just tighter. We know we can play faster, tighter. The game's inches. It's not zone. So we got to be inside of a zone. We got to be tighter and tighter, and just I would tell you, like in an opponent setting, you give St. Thomas a crack in the door. They're able to run through it. So, but we also we've got a lot to. We're trying to get some guys back into play time and. Understanding where the lineup could be or might not be, but we're not quite there to make determinations on that yet. But so you're trying to work some guys back in as well.
Open it up to some medium questions. If you have a question, raise your hand or make yourself known. Don Westfall.
Coach, the 5-on-5 scoring at this point, I know we talked about it last weekend. Is it more of an anomaly, do you think, or is it becoming even maybe more of a concern at this point?
Good question. I think there's two. If we weren't getting scoring chances, I would be panicked. So that part is not part of the issue. I do think we've got to understand that moment of truth, 5-on-5. You want to score more, get to the net more. There's got to be a little bit harder. I have no problem with us making the extra play at all. We got to execute when it's made there. So. The looks are there. The back of the net has got to be something, and I don't want to stress the guys and squeeze sticks. We're not there. As long as we continue, I think we've got to work harder off the puck to make sure that when we're around it, we're just better at it. And we're getting better at it, but we haven't got to where we want to get to yet.
Mitch Vosberg.
Hey, Luke. So the news came today. What do you guys know about the Swiss national team? And just kind of what's the excitement for playing a group like that right before they go for World Juniors?
I just thought it was an opportunity for us, represent our community inside the World Junior Tournament, prestigious tournament. The Swiss, they're going to come over here prepared to play. There's no question. The timing works out good. Maybe I wish it was a day earlier or so, but our guys will still be excited. We all have a chance. I think you're watching the best players of their age group in the world come over. So when you have a chance to go play a club, it'll give us a little bit of an exhibition game as far as getting play time and opportunities for guys. And at that moment of our semester, we'll be out of school. We can focus for a couple of days because right when we get back, we're playing again. So it leads us into maybe the second half with a little bit of shot in the arm.
Katie, the only college team that gets to play a World Junior team, how much do you think that this can help your group in terms of just development?
Well, it's important. I mean, you want to get on the world scope, and the NCAA is attracting talent from all over the world right now. And, if maybe it's an opportunity, we got Denmark in our building every day, and the Danes have got good players. You play the Swiss, Canada's going to use our building there for their exhibition game as well. So you're always trying to highlight what we have here for facilities and opportunities, and maybe in the future a player or two ends up. I mean, you look back to the whole, Zeddy being here right now. That goes all the way back to me coaching the Holinka team, and that. So you don't know when it could pay off, but maybe it does.
I'll ask you about Mersey. He gets Player of the Week on the defensive side this week, and I think fans see his skating ability week after week. How did that develop in terms of when you first saw him? Did you see that skating ability right away?
Yeah, if you go back through Mersey's numbers, like in junior hockey, they weren't saying I'm an offensive threat. But I think there was also a growth in his game as far as strength. His mind has always been there for the offensive side. His awareness is really high on that side of things. I don't think people give him enough credit for being as dependable, sturdy, reliable player as he is. A lot of guys see his stick and his blue line plays impressive at times. There's no question, but he plays a winning hockey game, and that even though you're going to point, you're going to be put in situations to play winning hockey, and I think it coincided a little bit, maybe with his partner. Change up there with playing with Ralphie again was usually a good combination. He knows that they've got one's got each other's back all the time in all three zones.
I was going to ask you about Ralph's next. He doesn't get the awards as much because you don't see him on the score sheet every night, but at the same time, he's kind of the guy that's making all the right plays, right?
I would take Ralph Bergmanis at any level I coached, anytime. Very underrated. His defending ability, his sharpness about being hard to play against is so high. Ultra competitor, just that warrior side of him, and he's gone out and no one's talked about him running the second power play, and all they've done is score more since he's got there. So it's one of those. He's not a score sheet guy, but he's a winner guy, and we've had a chance to celebrate a cup together once, and I can tell you there's a reason he's here, and that's to win. He's a winner.
Other questions for Coach? Mitch?
Luke, you're 6 games in the season so far. Is there anything going on so far that surprised you with this group in a good way?
A surprise might not be the right word, but I love the commitment out of the guys. I love the fact that around here day to day, it's nasty. I'll give them credit in the world. Our intensity levels in practice are very, very high, and they're meant to be that way to raise our own standard. And maybe when the game comes, it's easier. But they've met that expectation here day to day. So for us, I think when you bring in a new group, you're kind of always wondering how we're going to get there. I think it's got a ton to do with returning players. There's no question. But then I think on the other side, Mitch, would be the power play. I mean, you get sticks, and these guys have wanted opportunities to be in situations and roles where they came from, and they've done nothing but take advantage of them since they've been here. And I can't say it's a surprise, but it's definitely the goal you want when you bring in new players.